Hey, what's going on, guys? So by now you've probably already seen the official statement video released on the AWE YouTube channel last night, and yeah, certainly can confirm that Todd Hutchins has withdrawn from his title defense or Intercontinental Belt defense with AWE, as he has entered into exclusive contracts. Like Dave said in the official statement, we as a fan of arm wrestling and as somebody who's sort of committed my life to the sport, both as an athlete and as someone trying to build the sport, I'm all for athletes being paid. I think that's friggin' awesome, especially when it's being paid substantial amounts. I think the more people that get to call arm wrestling a genuine career, the more we're going to attract. So on that level, I am extremely happy for Todd Hutchins that he is at that level. It's badass. It's cool. The timing of it, in respect to AWE, look, I can't be anything but disappointed about that. I was genuinely looking forward to Todd Hutchins v Lachlan at there. I think that Lachlan's victory over Matai Urangi was more dominant than Todd's was. Lachlan's form has evolved. It was going to be very interesting. It would have been a rematch, of course. Todd beat Lachlan in the US a couple of years ago, quite convincingly, but it would have been damn fascinating. And of course, we have Dave Chaffee already signed for an event in early 2024, which he will come in as the number one contender. And it was going to be on against whoever won out of Todd and Lachlan. But here we are now at a point where we've had the scramble. We've scrambled a giant of a man in his place, Derek Smith. But I thought I just needed to do a video kind of expressing what's going on. I woke up this morning to a lot of messages from people all around the world asking, hey, what's the deal with the exclusive contracts? Look, the thing is, guys, it's not my place to talk about the details of the exclusive contract. It's not my place to talk about who it's with. It's for that promotion or for that athlete to talk about. But given that we are in the position with AWE where our Intercontinental Champion had to vacate his belt, we are in a place where we have a right to talk about that. So, like I said, I can certainly say that we tried on our side. We tried to negotiate a deal that permitted this situation not to happen. We tried to negotiate a deal with the other people on the side of the contracts to allow for a title defense, and they weren't interested. It's like I said, I'm all for big money. If I reflect back on long contracts, however, now I'm not saying how long this contract is. I'm not. But if I reflect back on long contracts, there was a time when the WAL was the premier place to be. There was a time when the PAL was the premier place to be on the other side of the world. That was a very difficult time for arm wrestling. It was a time when we couldn't see the best of different regions facing the best of different regions. As much as the fans wanted them, we couldn't. We saw athletes in, I think, as long as 5-year contracts with the WAL. We saw there was no shortage of internal drama at the time. Restrictive natures, you weren't able to use your own image in a lot of respects. There were some people on contracts where it limited what they could even do on YouTube. There was a time when those long-term contracts with WAL ended, where it was like a shackles coming off sort of moment. It was a time when athletes were suddenly free to arm wrestle anywhere and everywhere, and it was outstanding. We saw the remnants of the PAL's contracts fizzle out when Levan and those guys were finally able to compete against people like Devon. We'll all remember Michael Todd was trying desperately to get a match with Levine. And it was actually Devon who had to step in and face Michael Todd instead at King of the Table 1 because of restrictive contracts. So now here we are, again, with restrictive contracts seemingly appearing. And like I said, it's not my place to talk about who, where, how long, or anything like that. But you can probably work out what's going on. So with restrictive contracts being back, the question is this a good thing? Time will tell. History does tend to repeat itself, though. And I don't know that the sport is ready for this. AWE will continue to crack on. Like I said, there are many fish in the sea. We're very excited about AWE 3. Derek Smith is a main event against Lachlan there with the winner of that, the right to face Dave Chafee. Interesting, people go, oh, Todd Hutchins, won't Dave Chafee be contracted as well? He's the kind of same caliber guy. Look, I think if the truth be told, Dave signed an agreement to pull with us in January before the restrictive contracts really rolled out. So I don't know if Dave's going to be on one after that or not. But he's signed to pull with us in January 2024. So that's what it is. So Derek or Lachlan will face Dave. Losing my train of thought on where I was going before I got derailed talking about Dave. But look, ultimately, like I said, I got to celebrate the fact that an individual as badass as Todd Hutchins is in a situation where he's able to celebrate the fact that he can be called a genuine professional athlete in the category of arm wrestling. I think that's ridiculously awesome. I'm happy for him. I'm genuinely happy for him because that is one of the goals that I personally have always lent into. 2 goals of mine since I began. You can go back and watch these videos from 10 years ago. Become an elite arm wrestler myself and empower as many people as possible to be able to call arm wrestling a career. Those have been my 2 goals for the entire time that I've been doing this. And so seeing someone like Todd Hutchins reach that point in the financial sense is awesome. I'll celebrate that. And like I said, there are many fish in the sea. We are very excited about AWE 3. Derek and Lachlan, myself, and the number 1 arm wrestler in India, Mazahir Saidhu, Rahul Panica from India, superstar from India, 70 kilo champion, untouchable at 70 kilos. He takes on Josh Barker, Australia's untouchable 70 kilo. That's going to be massive. We've got Mata Iwarangi Heta Morris up against Marcus Atirai, 340 kilos of weight between the two of those guys at the table. Absolutely massive. There are a few more matches that haven't yet been announced that are exciting. I gotta make sure I don't step on the toes of the release schedule. But there are some big matches coming. Plenty of internationals involved. It's going to be special. That happens October 22nd in Australia. And like I said, I genuinely can't wait. But anyway, contracts, they're back. What do you reckon?